All right, to start us off with Kearis, we'll go to Mark Weiser and Seth Emerson.
Hey, Kearis, how's it going?
Fine about yourself.
Good, thanks. I want to ask you about kind of the connection between the quarterbacks and the wideouts. It seemed like, in Saturday's game, there was, obviously the completion percentage wasn't what you all would want in terms of whether there was overthrows or just drops. I mean, how do you feel the chemistry's going, and is that surprising at all that it's been a little off recently?
Um, the quarterbacks were a little off, and I don't know what to say. It's just like one of those days where we want to complete many balls throughout the air, and just something we have to work on. Has that been a problem all season? No. In practice, we do our thing in practice. We just have to translate over to the game, but it's something that we have to work on as well.
Thank you.
It looks like we either lost Seth or he jumped off. So then we'll go to Anthony Dasher, then Chip Towers.
Hey, Kearis, I just want to ask you about Marcus real quick. I mean, how difficult was it as a teammate watching that injury take place? And have you spoken with him? How is he doing right now?
When that injury happened, it was like, man, like it had brought tears to my eyes because of just knowing how hard Marcus has worked ever since he stepped on campus, just knowing what type of guy he is, just knowing that he's willing to work. He's becoming like more of a leader. He's more vocal. Like he just want to be the best version of himself, and just like when an injury like that happened, it's crazy because like the Thursday before, it was like how we was just talking about how we're going to celebrate when we get his first touchdown. And when he did score, just how the energy occurred, it was just like, it was breathtaking, just like knowing how hard, just him being in that room with each other, just knowing how hard he was working, just when the injuries like that happen, it would take a toll out on anybody.
Yeah, Kearis, obviously, Stetson's got that AC sprain. Sounds like Kirby told us he's going to miss, some reps early part of the week, and that the other three guys, would be competing just because you don't know what's going to be happening with Stet. We haven't had a chance to see Carson or JT in action, so I know you've thrown with him, done stuff with him in practice. Can you just tell us a little bit about those guys and what they look like and kind of how they play as quarterbacks?
Their quarterbacks, their job is just to get the ball to us and just be able to play when that number is called.
Are you confident in those guys' ability?
Yeah, I'm confident with whoever they put back there. It's like our job with the guys around us to build that confidence within them. So we just have to do our job by the receivers and the O-line protecting them.
Next, we'll go to Dean Legge, then Palmer Toms.
Harris, can you recall a time when y'all have had as many injuries? I mean, did you have this at Peach ever? Or how is the locker room dealing with this many injuries?
Yeah, we have a lot of injury on both sides of the ball. But the only thing we can do about that is just have the next man up mentality, just pushing guys around us, especially the young guys who have been normally getting reps, just building the confidence up in them, just knowing they can get the job done, and that no person is too young to be able to be out there on the field. There's no such thing as that. You play one snap, you're old enough. So it's like that mentality. So it's just our job as a leader to build confidence in those guys that when someone gets hurt, the next person got to be up ready to play. So as a leader, that's my job to just help build confidence in those guys.
Kearis, I noticed that Arian Smith made the trip with y'all on Saturday. What have you seen out of him coming back from his injury, and what do you think that he could add to this offense?
Of course, Aaron, he was his first week back as practice was last week, and of course, everyone knows he's fast. He's got great speed, and he could be a contribute to our offense. And I'm glad that he's back and with the character and the type of guy he is.
Next, we'll go to Austin Roper, then Brandon Sudge.
Hey, Kearis. So how does the inconsistency at quarterback have an effect on you and the other wide receivers? And I'm not talking about like the performance standpoint at quarterback, but given it was JT and then Jamie Newman getting the majority of the first team reps in the preseason to now having, a couple of in-game changes between DeJuan and Stetson. I mean, how do the wide receivers continue to progress with, constant changes at quarterback?
We just have to do our job, run our routes and get open. That's all you can do.
Hey, Kearis, kind of following up on the question I had the other night, but in terms of like falling short of your playoff goal and not really having those things in the picture for the first time since you've been here. How do you guys kind of address that with your teammates, and what are some things that you put on your list now?
Just to keep going, just keep getting better, building our resume as a team and as an individual for each other. Like, we have to build our resume, and we all know what the ultimate goal is for each player here. And now it's just something that we have to work on. And even knowing that our playoff chances got cut short, it's just the fact that we still have games left to be played.
Next, we'll go to Justin Felder, then Connor Riley.
Hey, Kearis, appreciate you talking to us. Brandon actually asked a very similar question to what I was going to ask, but let me ask you, does it affect the mood of the guys? It's been a really long time since you guys haven't, controlled your own destiny. Does it affect the mood?
I'm not going to say it affects the mood because, like, at the same time, we still been able to play the game of football, which we love. So at the same time, it is overwhelming because, like, we all know that we want to reach the playoffs and be able to compete for a national championship. But at the same time, like, we still being able, with the opportunity, being blessed, that we can still go out and play football. So we have to look at it in a positive way.
Hey, Kearis, between the injuries and I guess some of the quarterback issues that you guys have had in terms of accuracy, how much of that can be sort of chalked up to the strange offseason you guys have had in terms of having to deal with COVID and the sort of disruption that caused?
We have to be prepared for things like this. That's why we recruit well and just have depth. Depth is the main thing, especially when we have guys go down. And we have to do a great job of just preparing the young guys to be able to go in, be able to go in and play right away, and because they never know what can happen. They never know when their number will be called. So just the preparation and the things like that, just making sure everybody is going to be ready to play whenever their number is called.
We've got time for 2 more questions. We can open it up.
Hey, Kearis, following up on Marcus. So can you tell me more about when y'all talked to him about scoring his first touchdown? I mean, I know like earlier on in the year, like y'all started to talk about him a little bit more. So what were y'all thinking that he could bring to y'all's offense, and then just how hard did that make his injury?
Yeah, because Marcus knows, like, Marcus comes in, he's gonna work hard. He's more of a complete receiver. He's gonna make blocks. He's gonna run routes. He's gonna catch the ball. He's gonna do everything you ask him to do. And just he's gonna very humble young man because he wants the best for himself and for his family. So it's like when things like that happen, it's very hard to take care of him. But at the same time, you control things you can control, and I'm pretty sure that he's gonna bounce back fine and ready to go with a lot of emotions built up with them to get back on the field.
Final question, if anyone would like it.
Kearis, how much are you guys missing George Pickens on game days in terms of just another guy that defenses have to pay a lot of attention to?
Yeah, with George being absent, it has been a lack of depth in the receiving room, just knowing that what he brings to the table, the energy that he brings, that defense have to account for him. And it's just like we haven't had that with the past few weeks, but at the same time, we've had guys behind him step up and be able to play a major role.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Kearis. Have a great rest of your Monday.
You gotta do the same.